Good afternoon, world. Today we're going to show you this amazing Filipino tiny home idea that can be built in just days, possibly even just hours, depending on what size. We have actually gone to see these houses in the city and we were super impressed with the company and its ideas. So today we're going to show you the house that we are basing our design on, hopefully this month.
Well, they'll start designing it,
Designing it.
Not building it. It's not going to happen that quickly.
No, well, it could do. The company we're talking about is called CUBO, and they are based in the city of Manila. And we went to go to their factory last year to have a look at what it was actually like to stand in one of these modular homes that they build in the factory, put together, and then deliver to your site as a fully functioning house. The reason why we're super excited about this concept is because it really does reduce the amount of construction time, stress time, the fact that you would have to be on site as a kind of foreman, which we really don't want to do in a foreign country where we're not quite sure of how things work. So it was a great concept, and seeing the houses in person was a really good start to our journey into building, owning, having our home here in the Philippines. Since we went to the factory, they have actually introduced this new smart home, which we're even more excited about. So here on their website, you can actually see exactly how the house will look. I think from what I can see here, that this house that they've got displayed is actually built in their warehouse, because it looks like the warehouse we were standing in last year. Now, this building that we're looking at right now is their kind of top model. It's called the Sarangani Smart model. And the reason why it's smart is because they've joined it up with Amazon Alexa products like the Amazon Echo Show and the Amazon Dot, which actually comes with the house. So looking through the specifications of the house, you can really see how this is something quite special. You don't just have your house built, it's like having the full package.
Yeah, I think it's pretty amazing. When we first found this company, we almost didn't really believe that it was real. We're like, surely this can't be. But it is absolutely fantastic that you can have options to have everything included. So you literally buy your house, they build it off site.
Yeah, the build process can take either 4 hours or just maybe a week, depending on the complexity of your house. So you can either buy their houses just off plan with their different kind of facades, different features included. You just choose which model is suitable for you. Or most of their customers have a custom one done, so you pay a design fee.
Yeah, which is what we are doing.
So it might take a little bit longer because, of course, they have to come up with a new design. But once the design is approved and everything is put together and it's built in the factory, the actual construction on site is going to be much quicker, easier to monitor than if you were to just like hire a contractor and then go through that process day by day, making sure things are done to a certain standard. What I like about this is it's all done to an international standard before it even leaves their factory.
And why we are having a custom design done rather than just buying a standard modular design already done is because the biggest one that they have is a 1 bedroom, a proper bedroom, and then 2 mezzanine lofts. So as we have a 6-year-old daughter, we wanted to have 2 bedrooms, like 2 actual bedrooms, and then also have their loft space. As in, it's not a loft like in the ceiling space, it's a mezzanine and they call it a loft. So you can go up there via a ladder or a staircase. Again, you can custom design it. And the total livable space of one of these is 63.5 square meters. So we wanted it to be a little bit bigger. We wanted to incorporate a second proper bedroom space for our daughter Story and one for us. Otherwise, one of us would be in a mezzanine area.
Yeah.
And for, you know, if it was a holiday home or a rental, or if it was just Jay and I as a couple, it would be absolutely perfect on its own. But because we do have our child, we also have a dog as well, so we just needed a little bit more space for a permanent living solution.
The original idea was to just have 2 of their Sarangani top level houses stuck together, but the problem with that would be that you're going to have an identical house on both sides, and it wouldn't really solve the problem of like utilizing all of the extra space properly.
Yeah.
So when we spoke to the engineers, when we actually went to the factory, they said, oh, well, why don't we just kind of take some of the concepts of the original Sarangani smart houses and then customize an extra room for you. And we were actually inside their showroom at the time, which we really liked. It was like more of a one level, slightly bigger space. And we said, well, can we like base it on your showroom? So they're coming up with a design for us based on the showroom we went and sat in, which was based on their template models. So you can see here from their website what you get. So the fantastic, amazing thing about these tiny houses is when you've had it all done, paid for, delivered, it comes with everything, including the tables and chairs, the cupboards, the switches, the faucets, the sink, even things like this like bamboo engineered cover, which covers your sink top so you can utilize more space in the kitchen. The smart hubs, which we talked about, 3 of those come with the house, the windows, everything you can think of that you need a house to be walk in and go, it comes with it, apart from some of the appliances like fridge, washer dryer, extra things like an induction cooker. However, they do allow you to purchase those things as an additional package on the top, so you can upgrade.
Optional upgrades.
Yeah. And the one really cool thing, we haven't seen these working yet, I'm not sure if it may be a bit gimmicky, but a smart window blinds upgrade is possible, where you wake up in the morning and say, Alexa, open the blinds, and the blinds open for you. You can even have it set so that your coffee machine turns on and starts brewing you a coffee in the morning. So I love the whole total inclusive package idea.
So let's give a little bit of background as to why we want to do this. So for Jay and I, we've got to this age in life and we've never actually owned a house, we've never had a mortgage, we've never bought a property before, we've always rented in different countries, and we've always been looking into ways that we could buy or have our own property, but ways that fit well with us. So for me, I've always been interested in like having a sustainable eco house, and way before we even went traveling, I was looking at building a log cabin in Scotland made out of reclaimed wood from the forest. Like, this is the kind of ideas that we've had, and then we went down the tiny house route, caravans and camper vans, and we've always kind of wanted, when we had our own house, for it to be low impact,
cozy,
cozy,
homely,
sustainable. And I love that this is made out of bamboo, engineered bamboo, do they call it?
Yeah.
Where they take out the parts of the bamboo that weevils like and termites like, and the bugs and the wood boring things that can eat a wooden house. So say a house here that's made out of cocoa lumber, they do get attacked quite a lot with termites.
Yeah, we've seen it happen to pretty much every single house we've stayed in, whether it's an Airbnb or like a house that we currently stay in. You can see if once the bugs get it, that's it.
Yeah.
And they can get your roof materials, they can get your furniture, like structural stuff. I don't want that in our house. I want something that's been thought about.
It's probably a fairly new building material, this, and then they compress it and then they make a house. And it is 3 to 4 years to grow the bamboo, where it gets to a level where it can be used as a construction material, whereas a traditional wood build can take decades, 30 years to grow a tree big enough to be able to build with. So in that sense, it's pretty amazing.
So obviously no build is going to be perfect, and one thing we did notice when we were actually standing in the CUBO house was that some of the finishes, like the door finishes, the engineered bamboo, didn't look particularly high end, and you can see it even on their website. When you look at the doors, like, it doesn't look fantastic, the finish, the basic finish. But one thing that I have noticed they've introduced since we've seen that is these new cladded walls, and they actually have an entire new company specializing in this exact thing. Interior cladding made from the same materials, so termite and weevil resistant, with lovely, more professional finish. it's nice to have everything come to a standard that you're totally happy with in the beginning, and then later on, you know, like maybe way later on, if you wanted to change something, if you get fed up with it, it would just be a personal choice. But even the things you don't see, like the electrical panels, they're like a European standard incorporated inside the walls. So when they come to build your house, all of the PVC piping with the wires going through it, the electrical switches, the water piping, even things like your septic tank and everything have been thought out, designed and put together in such a way so that they can just click it together and go, there you go. And therefore they can actually offer a 50-year structural warranty, which is unheard of in anywhere actually. I don't think I've ever heard of a 50-year. Think about that, 50 years from now, that people are going to be dead. So the idea that the house could outlast us in that sense is really cool. Modular homes are definitely moving forward. So to cover anything we may not have mentioned already, you also get the lighting, you get the exterior decking, you get the front doors, you get security cameras, you get interior choices now. Like, this wasn't really an option before, but you can choose whether you want the inside of the house to look white or if you want it to have like a kind of dark theme. The theme that we saw when we were in there before was more natural. It had just kind of like the bamboo finish, which is nice, but I did think it looked a little bit IKEA. So the idea that you can have this kind of like signature white, signature black finish as well is interesting.
So which would you pick?
White on the inside.
What, all white?
The outside I don't know yet, because originally I like the all white, and then I like the all black, and then I like the mix, and now I don't really know, because the outside of our custom house, when it's fully finished with the design, we actually don't know what it's going to look like, because we only sat in the inside of a showroom and said, I like this layout, build our design based on this, but we haven't seen what the exterior would look like, because obviously they're going to need to pitch some kind of roof to fit a new bedroom in.
I mean, for me, I'm drawn to the black designs more than the white. I just think that they look a little bit more different, a bit more unusual, a bit more kind of sleek and cool. But we live in the Philippines, so is it going to attract loads of heat and be super hot?
Don't know.
Or not?
But then, like, you've got the air conditioning system, the solar that we have on our house that we would obviously put into this house. The mezzanine idea is always something that I feel is a wasted space when I move into a house. I look around and I'm like, I should have a mezzanine up there, so a reading nook or whatever. So if you have unexpected guests and they don't have a full bedroom to stay in maybe, but they've got somewhere to sleep at night. Also, just the really smart storage solutions. I think the idea that every single nook and cranny has been used and utilised so that you can store stuff everywhere. The kitchen has 2 layers, the shelving, the staircase is something that Story really loves. When we went to go and see the house, she was like actually inside one of the steps, and she thought that was such a novelty. But novelty aside, it is actually very, very clever to make cupboards out of every single step. So, you know, everyone's got way too much stuff, haven't they? And everyone wants to downsize, but they don't often do it. So the idea that you can put your stuff inside the staircase, it just kind of minimizes the footprint. Very, very smart Filipino concept. I think they've taken all of the things that we've researched over the last decade about modular homes around the world and just kind of made it suitable for the tropics, made it suitable for the modern family. The idea that you don't need to have this extravagant tiled grand mansion house for just like 2 to 3 or 4 people. You can take a smaller footprint of area and make it really smartly designed and out of materials that can be regrown just like that. And you know, as the world is looking to more eco-friendly solutions for everything, this is a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw this, it kind of almost instantly clicked with us that this was something that we would be very interested in doing. And I really like that it's something that can be built on. I mean, looking at the top down here, like Jay said, this is obviously just a mock-up and a plan, but you can build on it. You know, you've got the house, you can then have which is something that we would be really interested in, having a small swimming pool put in, that kind of attaches to the deck in some way, so it kind of extends your living area into the outside as well, which is something I definitely want to do.
It's just a solution that you move into it and it feels like home. It feels like it's going to protect you. And speaking of protection, this is probably one of the only solutions we've found that has been using the international standards for hurricane, typhoon, earthquake proofing. They spoke to us about this when we went to see the engineers. They have a strapping system that they use in Florida that connects the roofs to the walls properly, which doesn't really happen here. We've seen them constructing roofs on the house next door, and they build a lovely kind of carpentry design. Looks nice and solid, but it's not connected to the walls properly. It's kind of like they'll bend a little piece of metal to the side, and obviously we've seen a super typhoon just rip those roofs off. The stage that we're currently at is the design stage. So we basically have told CUBO what we want done, and we've written down all of the things that we want customized, and the engineers are going to start basically drawing up our plans. So when we have the plan for the house, we will make another video where we show the actual look of our CUBO smart home. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.